Hey folks, let me just see if I get right back to you. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, hey, everybody. The TV software that I use to stream this just crashed. I'm not sure if we're back. And I just want to make sure, am I back? Hang tight, folks. Hang tight. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, hang on. Okay. Can somebody chat? Somebody chat me and let me know I'm back. So basically what happened is the streaming software is like it's like a TV show software. It blew out. It just left me. I have no idea how that happened. And but I'm back. So I apparently the world does not want me to show you the inside of the boot camp. So you know what? I instead of me trying to reset that up, I want to take your questions because that's most important. So let me see if I can. Yeah, hang on. I just need to make sure I'm all set here. Hang on, hang tight. See if I can do this really quick. And all the shots that I wanted to add are. Hang on one second. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me try this really quick. All right. So I think I got you back. So this is what the inside of the boot. This is what I was trying to show you yesterday. And this humor me because I lost the chat, and so now Kara is going to have to give me the chat a different way. So while she populates that for me, let me just show you the inside. I guess I can take this moment to show you the inside of the boot camp. So when you log into the program, there's a welcome, and it kind of guides you around. And then there's some welcome posts that help you find your way around, personalize the system for yourself, and contacting us and all that good stuff. And then the modules that I showed you, they're all in order. They're all ready to go. There's a main session for marketing, and then there's a supplemental session, and so on. And then we talked a little bit about this networking for job seekers yesterday. It's very detailed. There's an interviewing module, all that good stuff that I mentioned. Here's the main modules, and then there's coaching sessions that we do each month. But the system is very friendly. If you go in there, it'll allow you to just watch the main session. It's got notes, and it's got all the downloads and the booklets to follow along, and the assets and things like that. So it's packaged pretty easily. Although these each say 2.5 hours, they're really about 90 minutes, and then there's questions that, the minute by minute Q&A. So there's these additional questions every time we do a Q&A with our boot campers. We capture the questions, we put them in there so that you can see them, and that you can review them on your own. But it really is a nice package. It's all sequenced. It's all in order. Every time we do a coaching session, I add I add it to the to the portal and all that good stuff. So it's really a very easy to use system, and if you follow it in order, you'll be totally fine. All right, now let me get out of here and get back to me, because I want to answer your questions, and let's hope I don't have any technology issues anymore. Okay, that gave Kara a chance. So folks, so what, I don't know what happened, but in order for me to reconnect, sorry folks, okay, in order for me to reconnect the little TV show, I have to refresh the dashboard in YouTube, which caused me to lose a lot of the chat. So I'm going to rely on Kara just to give me your questions. She has the chat, and so I should be able to get back up. And then Kara, the first one that I see that I have, just so you know, is Kurti at 11:43, and then Carl Pettit telling me I have no live stream. Okay, well, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I have a planner that I use to plan my day. And the night before, I plan the time, and it says get up at 4:30 and go about and do your thing and run and meditate and all that stuff, and it rolls right into do the work, set the show up, and all that good stuff. And there's a little block in there that said, if anything can go wrong today, what would that be, and how will you react when it does? And the little thing that I wrote was that something blows up on the show, like technically that something doesn't work. And so it did. It's like normally I would freak out when that happens, but I didn't. So I'm glad for those of you who stayed with me. Man, we're gonna go through. I'm gonna try to get all these. And if somebody left me and I get their question, at least you'll have the recording for a little while. All right, Gary, I got Gary. San Diego job interview by Bridgetone. I'm wondering, I mean Bridgestone. I don't know. I did extremely well, and the question came up about time off from my current employer. I had it down and advised them. I said, yeah, taking care of my family. I love that. And you're an Army vet. And in my shack, as soon as I finished, then they advised me we don't condone employees to take time off. Well, so is the question, so there's a couple things. Since I'm familiar with your situation, I know you've been through a lot of trauma this year and in years past. I can never tell you what to do. I'll never tell you what you should do, but your situation is not going to go away. Right? You recognize that. That's just it's going to be part of your life, and you're going to need to take some time off here and there. If a company said that to me and it didn't coincide with my needs, then you need to think long and hard about whether that's the right place for you. And if you've informed them that, hey, I've got it under control now as best I can and it's stable, then I think that's okay, and you can see how it goes. If you feel like you really need the job and you want to take it for financial purposes, I recognize that that's important. But I get nervous when I hear stuff like that, and employees should be able to take time off. I mean, life happens, and if you're working for a company that doesn't understand that, because you're going to work hard for them, right? If something happens to you, you want to be able to take the time off if you need to. So I don't know. I don't know if that's where your question left off, but those would be my thoughts there, if that's what you were wondering. All right, Evelyn O. Oh, Kara is trying to give me another link to the chat. No, Kara, that did not work. I still see, with that link you gave me, I still see what I see on my board. So I'm going to need the questions. Actually, Kara, well, it might be easier to just to create a Word doc. Why don't you just create a Word doc and Slack the Word doc to me? Up to Curdy at 11:43. That way I won't lose them. All right. Evelyn O, when I rejected for a job, you send how to get the job after being rejected letter. You get a response. You're excellent candidate, but need more experience. Should you reply back? Yes. Always reply back. And that is an awesome question. Okay, wait, Evelyn. I love this one. Okay, let's bring this one back because this is really awesome. Okay, so folks, here's the scenario. Evelyn went in for a job. She didn't get the job. I have a video out there that's titled "How to Get the Job After Being Rejected." So she follows this script that I give to everybody. It's kind of a combo thank you cover letter. It's like a thank you for your time and all that stuff. I respect your opinion, and you know what's best. I really enjoyed your company. I'd be open to this and that. I felt I was the strongest candidate, and so there's a little script. So she sent that, and it elicits a lot of responses. And what I love about this, I don't love that you got rejected, but I love that they responded and said you were an excellent candidate, but we needed more experience. Great. Send them a message back and say 2 things. Anytime somebody tells you they're rejecting you because of experience. The first one is, thank you so much for the feedback. I really appreciate that. Based on my current level of experience, if you have another role in your organization where that would be a suitable level of experience, I would be open to speaking with you about that. I would be interested in talking with you about that. Whatever you want to say, just be you. That'd be the first thing. The second thing is, I am going to search for opportunities to grow. Okay, that's the first question. Second question is, I am going to search for opportunities to grow that. I will circle back with you when I have more experience. And thank you very much, and I'll be in touch. I would ask them, do they have anything else that matches you? Because, they might be wanting to level up somebody here. You might be here, but they might have another opportunity. There might be another division. They might be willing to lower the pay, right? And to get in alignment with your level of experience. All right, let me see. Kara did put that Word doc together. Let me just grab this, folks, really quick. Oh, let me see if I can. Okay, I should be in order now. Don't you guys rest assured, we'll get your questions. All right. Let me just shut a few of these things. You guys would not believe what my screen looks like. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Adam Stark, another day, another ace opportunity to learn. Thank you. I've listed out my network history and everything I've done. Do you have any advice to find more valuable stuff, sought skills, duties? Yes. All right, Adam Stark, another day, another opportunity, ace opportunity to learn. Adam says he's listed out his entire work history and everything he's done. There is a difference between your work history and the valuable information about what you've done and the way in which you use that to market yourself on your resume, as well as market yourself in an interview. Let me be specific. If you manage the customer service team, and on your resume or in your work history it says managed customer service team, that doesn't do much, right? There's just, okay, so what? Did the customer service go up? Did it go down? How big was the team? How long did you manage it? Did you implement any improvements operationally, customer service oriented or whatever. So what I recommend, there are two incredibly valuable things that you can get from me. One is called a Career Achievements Journal. I had a video out there a while back called Get Promoted Using This Resume Building Tool. Don't worry about the title of the video. The video itself, there is an accompanied download with the 14 most important elements of your projects in your work history. So if you manage the customer service team, for example, or whatever, you implemented a software solution, it doesn't make any difference. Your project could be one day. It could be a number of projects that you've worked on year after year. It could be, while I was at this company, I did 30 different projects or 30 different things that were noteworthy. And it covers the 14 best pieces of information to know, like, what was the business problem, right? What was the solution, the budget, the players, all the things that will go into, what were the benefits, right? Who benefited? All of those things are what give your resume power and what give your stories power. Okay? So I think yesterday we were talking about the STAR technique and why I don't love it, because it does not account for you getting that stuff into the story as part of the storytelling. So I would highly recommend, Adam, that you go and you check that video out and you get that download. And then the other thing that you really want is my resume content builder, and the way to get that. And that actually has more stuff. It has the Career Achievements Journal bodied in it, but it has way more. And if you watch 3 secrets to get your resume noticed, that's the download. That's the free gift. So that's really good. If you're in the, for all the people in the boot camp, we have all these and more. So just so you know, but that stuff's free. It's really good. Actually, that resume content builder, if you are watching this and you do not have that, I think you will be floored at what's in there. It's the resume template. It's all the instructions on how to fill it in and sample topics for each section, and then the Career Achievements Journal, all in one booklet. That's free. Okay. Mary from Oak Brook was down to final 2 and got an email. We may be offering up a similar position on our team in a few months. And I will absolutely keep you in mind. This is a candidate that... Is this a... It did have the... exclamation point. Okay. Is this a candidate for... Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry. I'm reading some of this on a... Kara cut it out and pasted it, and so I'm just... It's a little funky in the way that I'm reading it. But hang on. Let me just make sure I got this right. So, Mary, let me repeat this. Mary was down to the final 2, got the email. We may be offering up a similar position on our team in a few months, and I would absolutely keep you in mind. Exclamation point. Is this a candidate for the got rejected email and follow up 30 days? It is, Mary, or something else, since they have me in mind for something specific. Wait, yes. Go to the get rejected email, alter it slightly, just alter it slightly to say, thank you. I appreciate that you will keep me in mind for this. I'd welcome that discussion because I really wanted the opportunity to work with you here. They already have you in mind, so you don't need to make the argument there. But what I would say is, in the meantime, if anything surfaces before that you think I would be suitable for, I would also be willing to speak with you about that. So all you gotta do is slightly alter it. But yes, I would paraphrase. That's a good one. I have a relative who qualifies for ADA. Could his job search different than typical search? I mean, are you talking about disability? If you mean disability, there are some differences. If you clarify that, I will share. Connie, thank you. Shout out to Fabulous People. It's day 3 at Triple. Yes, it is. 3P and the best career coach. Thank you. Isa from Ventura, I'll never forget you, and the cheesecake. Super bummed. It's okay. It's okay. You got the stuff you need. All right. Amazing how often I find myself saying something my career coach said, and they say, "You have a career coach?" Me, yes, I do. People, I have 8 coaches. Okay, I like it. We all need people to help us, and whether you're in the premium programs or in the community, stay connected with me. And it's we all need that. We all need that. I have coaches. Connie's got coaches. Issa has coaches. Evelyn's got coaches. Carrie Freeman, how are you? All I do is hand out Andy's name for advice and give people his advice. Kara, please, I hope you're getting screenshots of some of this stuff. I love that. Bengal Baby, how you doing from Vegas? Hey, John. Steve G, you're back. Steve G, I gave you a shout out yesterday. I said you and Adam, you guys are like right up there. Fantastic mood. 2 intakes, interviews, profiles, setups with 2 third-party. Awesome. That's another thing. I know I am one. It's okay to make fun of them, executive recruiters, but they can be very helpful. And I really would try to lean on them where I could. All right, Dave in Nashville. Kat, how are you? You talked about the speed up. Wendy, how you doing? Wendy, I mentioned this yesterday. When I catch my breath, I'm going to email you about the leadership monthly that we're going to do next Wednesday. I had a couple questions, and I'll use your thing as a case study. I think it was a good one. Ben, how you doing? How often should I check with an internal recruiter about a job? Great question. So I'm not about how often. I'm about, my suggestion would be about the communication. So, you apply, you get, you obviously, what you didn't tell me, Ben, is did they start up the interviewing process? So if you didn't hear back from any submittal, I'd wait 7 days. If you hear back and you actually had a phone screen, I would, at the end of each screen, ask what's next, how long? And then I would adjust my follow-up based on that. If it's a week, you give him a week and then a couple days. If he says, I'm going to call you tomorrow, you give him 1 extra day, right? The tighter the window, the less you wait if they exceed the deadline. If you give me more color, I can give you a little more specific answer. All right. Tracy Ober, how you doing? Hi, Andy. I've been trying to job hunt for full-time work while also keeping a freelance business going to support myself. Okay, I get it. In networking, how do I make a double ask? You just do. Short-term and long-term work. Just, Tracy, honest to God, I would just say I'm open to, if you mean how do I so hang on. So I'm not sure I get this. So you've done freelance work. So are you saying you want to continue your freelance work, or you want to go in on a temp to perm situation? Since I don't know what you actually mean, like whether you want to continue your freelance on the side or if it's just to manage while you're in between. If it's just to manage while you're in between and you ultimately want a full-time job, but somebody is open to hiring you on a temporary basis, then what I would do is I would make my wishes known that I am looking for full-time employment. I am happy because I really like you and I like your company, and I'd be open to coming in on a part-time or on a freelance or a contracting position or whatever it might be. But if that is your scenario, but what I would also say is if while you're doing that, I would continue to look for full-time employment, because there's no guarantee that would turn into that. And as far as the double ask goes, I would just say I really, whatever your preference is, I prefer short-term with the opportunity to convert, or I prefer long-term right away, but I would be open to the short-term. So that's what I would do. I hope I got that. I'm not sure if I got it perfectly, but I think I was pretty close. Hayden, how you doing? Ben, any big plans for the upcoming? So, my birthday is in August 27th. Between now and August 27th, I have like 30 lives. I'm like, it's like, I haven't even thought about my birthday because for my birthday, I'm going to offer up some free stuff for you guys. That's what I'm thinking. So, oh God. All right, Mutonis, how you doing from Texas? Everything's bigger in Texas. Roger, how you doing? Jenny Hinkle, great to see you again. Steve, Veronica, how are you? Marite, for everybody, thank you, and I want to say this again for all the connections yesterday. I always forget to say this, but if you're in my community, I want to be connected to you. So if you want to connect up with me on LinkedIn, all you need to do is send me a LinkedIn connection request and say, Andy, I'm in your community and I enjoy, the videos or the live office hours or the quote cards or whatever, and I'm happy to connect. And it's great that I know that that's how you know me. And then I'm on Twitter. Actually, all my other platforms have more followers except Instagram, Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, and I'm in all the usual spots. But would love to connect or on those platforms too. Steve Smith, how you doing? Bengal baby, glad you liked it. Carl Pettit. All right, here we go. Question from Carl. Andy, after being laid off last year, I took time off. Okay. Now I have an employment gap of a whole year. How best to characterize this on LinkedIn, resume, and an interview? So Carl, I do have a video on how to handle an employment gap. It covers kind of the resume, it covers what to say in the interviews. But I guess the way I would say this, and this could partly be because I process the world the way I process the world. I'm really straight away about everything. So if I've got an employment gap, I just say, I took a year off. I decided an opportunity presented itself, I took a year off. And it isn't that you had the gap so much, whether it was I wanted to stay at home with my new child, I wanted to travel, and this opportunity presented itself where I was going to have a chunk of time that I've never otherwise had. Whatever, sick parent, any of that stuff. But what I always think is important for anybody who has a gap of any real length, it's like 6 months is not really long. It feels like an eternity, but it's not really long. A year is really not either. I know it feels long, and if you're job searching for that long, I know it really wears on you. But I'm just talking about when I look at somebody who says, well, I took that year off. I took a whole year off in 2003, didn't work one day. So when I think about that, what's important to me in an interview for you to say is, but while I was off, it was wonderful because I did this to stay sharp. I did this to learn this. I took advantage of doing this. I did some volunteer work that I always want. Whatever is your shtick, you know what I mean? Like when you can say that, I taught myself this language, this programming language, I taught myself this networking, anything that you did to stay sharp. I went off to the whatever institute to get that certification, like those kind of things. And on LinkedIn, I just put what it is. I don't even, just whatever the date was, that's that. So those would be my suggestions, and I would check that video out. Anna, how you doing? My Instagram friend from sunny London. Anna, I've been to London twice. Every single day I've ever been there, multiple days. Let's call it like 7-8 days worth. It has been 72 and sunny. Same thing in Ireland. I don't know what it was. What's all this rain stuff? Kathleen, how you doing? Happy hump day? No, wait. What day is it? Oh, it is Steve. Is Steve on here? So, Steve, if you're still here, you asked me a question on Tuesday. I thought it was Thursday, and I told you wait a week, wait till next Wednesday, but I'd wait till next Tuesday on your answer from Tuesday, on your question from Tuesday. I don't know what day of the week it is, folks. I really don't. 2 interviews today. Great luck to you and 11 and phone screen. No, you're going to crush it. Come on. Can we all give Kathleen some good vibes here? She's a wonderful person and a boot camper and a leader, and we love her, and we need to send her good juju. Dan Morris, how you doing? Dan Weston, hi Andy. I have nearly 50% LinkedIn apps with little response. Okay. What should I do? Less direct apps, more emails, or direct app plus email? So Dave, if you are saying that so some companies, they have you apply through their portal. Other companies will have you directly apply on a LinkedIn button, right? Like you submit and then it's like you send your profile and whatever. If you have 50 recent LinkedIn apps with little response, to me, those are the same as sending it into an applicant tracking system. It truly is. It truly is, because those get flooded. And as a matter of fact, the LinkedIn apps are even worse because it's so easy for people now to just click, 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 and send. So these recruiters will get these things are flooded. So if you use the normal, and I don't know what your position is, but if you use like the normal 2 to 4% statistic, you should have 1.5 interviews out of that. That's just being seen, maybe, and that's assuming 100% interviews. So that doesn't surprise me. So my suggestion to you today is this challenge is perfect for you. That's what I would do. My answer to you today is the first half hour of the show. Is that's what I would do. All kidding aside, seriously. See, Connie, I love that. Kathleen, you got this. I mean, you're going to crush it. Lori, how are you doing? Springfield. So, Lori, we are going to have a Chicago meetup here in the not-so-distant future. I would expect somebody from Springfield to be able to make it. Stevie, I love you too. Abdul, how are you? Michigan? Reed, how do I figure out where I should be working location-wise and what roles I would be best suited for? At this point, I graduated a year ago and career assessments only help so much. Reedy, yes, that's true. Here's my 2 suggestions. Well, there's a number of them, but here's where I would start. First thing is, I do have some videos out there. One is how to find the right job. I would check that out. How to choose the right job. And the reason I point you to that one is there's a lot of self-discovery in that. I have a job search masterclass that I would highly recommend. It has some more self-discovery stuff in it. It's a 3-part video series. You can go to the Mile Walk Academy and just click it. It's a red card. It's a job search masterclass. Just scroll down to video series. The other thing that you might want to use is I don't have a formal relationship with them, but I've actually been, I think the results and the data that they kick out is pretty slick. It's called YouScience, Y-O-U, Science, SCIENCE.com. And I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure this is right. For like $29, you can put a host of information into this system, and it takes into account your credentials, so your recent degree, your interests, all this other stuff. It'll take geo into account, geography, and other things, and it will give you some great ideas. Now, as far as location, one thing that you can do, if you are asking a question about where should I be working location-wise, I'm guessing that you are open to relocating. So like when I got out of school, the reason that I went to Anderson Consulting, which is now Accenture, is because they were one of 2 companies that offered me a job in Chicago, which is where I wanted to come back to. And I had opportunities to go to like Texas and Pittsburgh and California. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to come home. If you are open location wise, then I would triangulate, meaning I would look at the location or locations that I really wanted to target, and then I would try to get a handle on. And I don't know what your degree was, but that's if you loved what you studied, then I would obviously look in those areas. But it's a little difficult to tell. But I would try that science stuff, and I would try those videos in that masterclass that I recommended, because that'll get you pointed in the right direction. The other thing that you might want to do is two other things. My Career Changer playlist. It's great for a college student, a recent college student, or a fresh or whatever, to see what it's like to enter into the workforce, because you got to think through all these things. And the other thing that I would watch is I have a webinar. It's about an hour long, called How to Find a Job You Love. It's basically the 10 steps of the things that you need to do. So try that. Patricia, how are you? Applied for a job with a company I recently interned with for a year in a different country. Noticed that one of the editors viewed my LinkedIn profile the next day. Should I reach out? If so, how? No, I wouldn't reach out. There's no reason. You don't know what the editor thought, what he or she, why they did it. Could have just been looking to see if they check up on a reference. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm not a big fan of watching who looks at my LinkedIn profile. I would not spend any time. I really wouldn't. Sam, how you doing? Sam, will you get in the leadership program already? All right. Let's see. Carrie. Avo, how you doing from LA? You guys are great. I'm just buzzing through here. John Bailey. It is South African, Danica. Melanie. You are never late, Melanie. And welcome to the boot camp. Yay. Just buzzing through here. I think I'm in order so far. Kara, just let me know if I'm missing anything. I'm trying to be real diligent. So it's so funny because when you cut the chat and you put it in a Word doc, everything's like jumbled together. Yeah, when you say 1 down, 41 to go, 3 per day. Just folks, it's really important. That challenge, the cadence to it matters. It matters. 11:16, Curdy. Okay, I got one here. Hi, Andy. Case for career change from being a teacher, taking time off to raise a family, career change into technology. How do I approach the job search since I would be considered almost a fresh? So, Curdy, absolutely nothing wrong with that. If that's of interest to you, the things that I would say is, number one, make sure that's what you want. And when you say a career change into technology, I don't know what you mean. Meaning, do you want to you could be a trainer in the technology space that trains people on the software product that your company makes. So I'm not sure what the position is. And regardless of what the position is, though, I would still, there's nothing wrong with taking time off and then entering in at a more junior position, because you got to get, the on-the-job experience. But I would probably try to package up the capabilities that I've learned as a teacher. You also didn't say what you taught. If you're a college professor, that's one thing. My wife's a third grade, teacher. She teaches all the primary. She's taught, K through 3. So, there might be something different. I would lean on my Career Changer playlist. I would check the stuff that I did the other day. But although you want to make a relatively wholesale change, I would start looking at things that I could do to get certifications in whatever I wanted. So you could go from being a teacher to being a project manager in a technology-oriented company or managing technology projects or whatever. And I think we were talking yesterday about, get a Pmp certification. While it's not the be-all, end-all, this is something that you can do to raise your level of credentials. So with not knowing what it is you want, if you want to get into development and software development, those kind of things, there's obviously technology courses and training that you can take. So I guess it depends a little bit, but that's where I would start. This is interesting. You can find 42 different companies easy via Career One Stop website. I hit so many via that database. Just a thought. Hey, Kara, I don't know what that site is, but let's make a note of that. And Sam, thanks for that. I will check that out. But remember one thing, and I don't know if you guys caught this, and I probably was blowing through the inside of that boot camp very quickly, but you want to make sure that you are targeting companies that you want. So size-wise, location-wise, industry-wise, the ones that likely will need people with your assets and those kind of things. So without knowing what that career one-stop is, and it might be awesome, just keep that in mind. Jeff Chase, Google search, email, company name plus email format also helps totally. And you could do a Google search on @domainname.com, but I will tell you that hunter.io is so simple. It's so simple. Hey, Kim. Yeah, by the way, none of you were late. And I think I said this before, but I don't know that everybody knows this. So when we do the live shows like this, there is YouTube gives me an option to DVR it, which basically means whenever you get here, you could start it at the beginning if you want, and then you could you kind of watch the whole thing. Some people don't want it, some people just want to jump in. That's totally cool too. But if you get in late, you can go back to the beginning. So, Kat Harrison Peterson, this is a great question. When we are emailing with the thoughtful message, does that include attaching a resume? It would include attaching a resume if you're sending that thoughtful message to the boss via the boss hunting technique. If you're sending it to a recruiter or an HR person, that could be. If you are sending it to somebody who said, hey, you could be aggressive and say, hey, listen, hey, we're pals. I know you work there. I'm wondering if you could, refer me into so-and-so. I've attached my resume in case you want to have it. You could do that, or you could say, hey, Andy, I see you're working at Mile Walk. I want to know if, would you mind helping me? I'd be happy to send you my resume. You could do that too. So all that counts. There's a dozen different ways that you can send that thoughtful message. And if you want to attach the resume, if that's appropriate, totally cool. Okay. Let's see. Christy at 1127. Hi, Andy. Admin 50% remote work is a top criteria. Okay. At what point do I ask if the open position has remote work? Well, you do a couple things, Christy, and depending on your situation. So, if you are, you could be employed and working remotely. You could be employed and not working remotely. You can be not employed. I think it depends on your leverage. So my sister, Danielle, she is in Southern Cal and historically has had a work from home job, had somebody help her with the kids when they were really tiny. They're teenagers now. But for like 15, 18 years, she had a remote job. So at that point, when she would look, and a couple times she had consolidations she's worked for blue chip companies like her whole life, and they've made consolidations, and then they've relocated different people, and then they've moved things, and sometimes she was in between work, and sometimes they would help her find a job while she was still employed. But it was easy for her to say, well, I work remotely 100%. So, it's just part of the dialogue. So if you are in a situation like that, do it right away. If it's a situation where I have to work 50% remotely no matter what, if this is my dream job, makes no difference, I still need 50%, then I would do that up front. I really would. Is there a possibility that, half of this role, it could be remote, and I have these needs because, and so, let's see how much I want to get into this. Okay, so anytime you want to get what you want, you have to look for, so this goes for all of you, and I want to spend a minute on this. We're going to actually, for those of you in the leadership program, we're going to do a whole session on this, but I'm going to give you 2 minutes on trigger words and when to push. So if somebody says, I decided that this is the way it's going to be, If it's not implemented yet, there's still wiggle room words, I like to call them. And if it's not decided that this position is 100% in the office and it's already and it is firm, then there's room to negotiate. If they say, well, usually we're always in the office. Usually, typically, mostly. If somebody says that to me, well, have you thought about making this a half remote because of somebody with my skills? Okay, if I hear those words with the LYs in them, I'm going in. I'm not done yet. I'm not done wedging myself. You're giving me wiggle room here. So I will keep going at you. But the one thing that you have to do, so I mean you, and this is Christy and anybody else, the word because better follow, and then there better be a good rationale. Right? Because I'm awesome. Because you will never find anybody with my skill set. Because I only need to come to the office half the time and I can get all the work done. Because. So, it's not done yet, or it's usually done away, and then what's the rationale behind why you want to do it, or why you should do it, and then you have to make your argument. So, all of that plays to, so where I would open up that conversation would depend on the strength of me, meaning I already got a job that's 50% remote. I don't need to move. I'd like to move for a better job. That's one thing. I'm 100% remote. That's another thing. I'm unemployed and need the money. That's different, right? So you gotta. It's not always the same spot. But if I heard, well, we usually have everybody work from the office. Usually, typically, mostly. So go in and get them. All right, Cheryl. Trying to change my career and have been recruited from a company going on 3 weeks. Trying to change and have been recruited from a company going on 3 weeks. Once they found I have another offer on the table, they expedited the process with CPIC and references. The other offer also, no, I have this recruiter close to an offer, so they said they need to talk to HR and come back with a better offer. Yikes, this is nerve-wracking. How do I put off the second one so I don't want to end up with nothing? Wait, I'm not. You've been recruited. You're 3 weeks into the interview process. Once they found I have another offer on the table, they expedite. Okay, that's cool. The other offer, also know I have a recruiter close to an offer, so they said they need to talk to HR and come back with a better offer. Okay. I'm not sure I'm following. Cheryl, I'm not sure I'm following. I doubt you will end up with nothing. And it sounds like you got an offer and another company wants to give you an offer and the first company wants to give you a better offer. That's okay. I would not, if I understood that correctly, I don't think there's anything you need to worry about. If I did not understand that correctly, head to the bottom and clarify that, and then I'll have Kara slack it to me, and we'll do our best to get it. And if at any time, because I know we're coming up on the end of time, if at any time that I don't get to your questions, as much as I try to get through all these, it's hard to get through all of them. Slide them over to the comment section when we hang up here. Slide into the comment section, and then also just put your question in there with whatever clarification. And there's no limits. There's no limits. Akira's saying I have it correct. Okay, I would not worry. But what I said about the comments still stands. What if, let's see, Arvind, how you doing? What if the contact person doesn't tell the name of the hiring manager or recruiter for the job after getting asked to drop the resume in the ATS? If you get asked to put your resume in the ATS, that's fine. Go ahead and do it. If the contact person doesn't give you the name, that's fine. They're not always. But Arvind, I would go and do a little detective work. So I always recommend you try to hunt down at least the recruiter or the hiring official or the HR person if you can't get to the hiring official. If you get to the hiring official or somebody that says go put it in the ATS, I would still do my detective work and see if I could find anybody that I could follow up with after I put it in there. Kara's telling me to say something. Gary's saying, Okay, wait, I think I got... Kara, I think you pasted it twice. Sorry, guys, I'm just... All right, I'm not... Hey, Kara, I 31. I got a gap between 11:31 and 11:43. I'm gonna go to the chat I have. Can you let me know if there's anything between? Now you got to slack it to me. 11:31. So Arvind at 11:31, and I then have Kurti at 11:43. So if for some reason the Word doc is then goes into another. Oh, sorry, Kara. I think I got it. I think I got Kim. Okay. Kim Getty, I just got an app that has not been posted at the company or the recruiter's company. Okay. It is a dream job. Awesome. Is it dangerous to network at the company since I don't know? No. Go. Kim, get in there. I'm. You know what? If you got an app, you got it somehow. I would probably go through the route that I got it to try to get to whoever I could get to, for sure. All right, Veronica. I think. Am I in the right spot here? Sorry, guys. This is. Oh, Kirsty, that is very nice. I can't recommend Mile Walk Academy Bootcamp highly enough. It's amazing. Yeah, folks. So wait, I'm gonna take some more questions here. You got any questions about the bootcamp? This package rolls until tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. So like 20, a little less than 24 hours. Get in there, check out the page. If you got any questions about it, go to support@milewalk.com. You can email us. Kara and I watch those emails every day. We obviously are especially watching them when people have questions around these little blitzes that we do. But we want to get your questions answered. And Kirsty, thanks for the feedback. I mean, she's awesome. And I think you're in Dubai. Or I know you're in one of those countries. So I mean, it's a very, very global community. Every inhabited continent is represented in pretty plentiful fashion. It's just it's a great time, and obviously I feel like the tactics are excellent. But what I think is so important is the structure. It's a system, and then inside the system there's many systems, and if you follow it straight through, you're going to get results. We have a very, very high percentage of people who are making great decisions because they went through the process. We've got people getting jobs faster. We've got some people that are saying no to jobs that they shouldn't be taking because they did the right levels of self-discovery. And then they were in interviews they probably shouldn't have been, or as they got through it, they discovered this just wasn't right for them. So there's a lot to what we call success. Sometimes it's not taking the job. Sometimes it's, pursuing certain things. So I hope, as many of you that can get in, do get in. I love to support you. There's lots of love there. You get your questions answered. The live sessions are great. We're in there in the system every day. The communities are helpful. So we'd love to see you. All right. Let me take Veronica. Veronica Molina, what will be the best subject for an email targeting the person we selected? Veronica, whatever so there's so many different combinations of who you might be targeting. If you are, targeting an HR person or a recruiter for an opening, there might be one subject line, and you do not need to be overly cute, interested in working at your organization or whatever. It doesn't need to be like with neon lights or anything, just something plain and simple and nice. And most people open their email. They open it. Now, they might not read the whole thing. They might glance, but it's going to be more important about what's inside. Is truly my feeling. I hope that one helped. And now I'm on the chat. So let me close this. All right. Let me see. I'm just getting a... Yes, I'm way back. Yeah, every time something blows up, we lose people. And it bums me out, but I can't do anything about it. All right. All right, hang on. I'm just... Okay, I'm back. Okay. Dan Weston. I got that. I think I got it all. Okay. Kathleen. Nick Fromlack. What should be written in a physical thank you note? Excellent question. So let's talk about the online thank you first. So my favorite technique to thank somebody after I meet them, it makes no difference how or where I meet them, meaning on the phone, on the video, in person, at the coffee shop, at the office, in a panel interview, doesn't make any difference. When you're done, within 24 hours, send a thank you email within 24. Better if you send it the same day, if you can, but it's not always possible. But within 24 hours. You interview on a Friday night, that means by Saturday night. You interview on a Saturday, that means by Sunday by Monday, and so on. So, and then there is a three parts to that email, and I've given you the script. If you just type thank you in the search bar on my YouTube channel, there will be some videos. There's a downloadable thank you note. There's the same thank you note that's in interview intervention. That would be what I would email them. Thank you for your time. I feel I'd be the best, perfect match because, or great match because. Thank you again. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm more excited, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's the email. Then what I would do is I would handwrite a note and I would make it a little more casual. Just wanted to drop you a note again to say thanks. I really enjoyed so on and so forth. And just make it a little more casual. Okay? It is something that they will open. They'll open it. I open up all my mail, even the junk mail that comes to my house. So it just, and in that physical note, it should be brief. And you might want to touch on one thing that you think really resonated. So I'm really excited about. Something like that. Actually, let me shut this. There we go. Kat, my question from before, do you attach your resume? Got that one. Kim, I'm pretty good with this stuff. I mean, I have no idea what that was. Basically, the thing blew up, and then I was getting all kind of error messages, and it's you guys wouldn't believe what it looks like to set that show up with all those things and all those things I had to switch and move over to, and and when I start overlaying things, it's just ridiculous. I got a lot of these. I think people were popping back in their questions. I'm just floating through to see if there was anybody that I missed. Dan, this is a great one. So anyone considering the boot camp, it is so well worth it. The continuing support from Andy is invaluable. If I had never found him in the boot camp, I wouldn't be far into my reemployment as I am now. We love to have you, Dan. We really do. And Kat, great to have you in the program. And Kirsty and Evelyn, and there's a lot. Issa, there's a lot of boot campers here. All right, let me see. The law of attraction of blow. No, come on. All right, hang on. Carl Pettit, I took a year off. I got that. Yeah, Carl, don't sweat that. Hey, Enola, how you doing? Pity Pat, is it okay to apply for jobs local and out of state with the same company? I think you can. I always recommend. Okay, so I have a video that's out there that's can I apply multiple times to the same company or something like that. It's out there. If you put multiple times in the search bar on my channel, it'll come up. And what I always like to do is if I'm going to apply to multiple jobs to the same company, I want to let them know I also applied for an opportunity in Austin. I also applied for an opportunity in San Francisco. And if it's, it could be the same job in different locations. It could be different jobs. So I like to notify them. But yes, I would not worry about that. Andrea. Hi, Andy. I often get rejected because I am overqualified, they say, which I don't get. How do I respond here? Awesome question. For everybody's benefit. Well, this is, philosophy according to Andrew LaCivita. There's no such thing as being overqualified. I mean, really, I understand what they're getting at, and if you have all these years of experience and you earn $100,000 and the job requires 2 years of experience and $50,000, number one, I think there's a problem. They shouldn't even be interviewing you. Number two, why is there that discrepancy? So I do have a video out there on the perfect answer, whatever it is. I don't know what the title is to the overqualified question. I would check that out. Long, well, it's not even a long video, but long answer, very short. You just want to make sure that when you are overqualified, you can be truly overqualified. You could discover you're overqualified and not really want the job. You might not want to take the pay cut. You might not want to, whatever it is. If you really want the job, so let's just say, sake of argument, I really want the job. They're just telling me I'm overqualified, which might be true, but you know what? It's not that big a step down or whatever. Then what I would say is, you know what? So number one route is, okay, if you think I'm overqualified and maybe perhaps I earn too much or whatever it is there an opportunity? Remember, it's never over, right? Well, we just got done. LY words and because and all that. I'm interested in getting into a great organization. If you feel I'm overqualified, my first question to you would be, is there an opportunity to augment the position to take advantage of my expertise, experience, skills, and so forth that would justify, right, the cost and the value? That's one option. And then maybe that is and maybe it isn't. If it's not an option, the other route you can take is, well, I'm really interested in getting into a great organization. And while, yes, I would agree that I might be overqualified for that particular job, it matters more to me to get in with a great organization, and I'm very confident in my ability to prove myself and rise up the ranks. And I'm sure, as this is a great company, that they know how to promote their people and advance them and all that career development stuff. That's another route you can go. I would just check the video. It'll help you. Alina, welcome to the boot camp, dear. And yes, your voicemail box was full yesterday, and I hope you got that fixed. And welcome. And challenge is, thrown down and accepted. Sarah Freeze, how you doing? First question from you. Can we all give Sarah a live office hours hug? My little Instagram friend. All right. For someone who has very minimal job experience and no examples of work I've done that haven't had an outcome for others, I'm struggling to come up with concrete headline. I wouldn't stress so much about the headline. I would be a little bit more concerned about what it is that you want to do and how to package your resume. And if you have very little experience and you are more recently out of school, I don't know how many years you've been working, you could look at the collegiate resume. You can probably, if you look at my collegiate resume, you can look at the career profile sample that I wrote for the recent college grads, and your headline, you might even be able to peel some words out of that. But your headline is it really is more about what you want to be. And it's especially more about what you want to be if you are as new to the workforce as you are. So I hope that helps a little bit. I would, if I knew more about what your focus was, I probably could give you bits and pieces that you can piece together. But I would not worry too much about your headline just yet. Get in the game kind of thing. Take that collegiate resume template if that's appropriate for you. You're going to do fine in life. I'm virtually certain of it. All right, Adam Stark, you're welcome. Joan Tucker, how are you? Call me chocolate. Hey, well, call me chocolate boy. We'll give you a big live office hours hug, job search accelerator workshop hug. All right, let me see if I can sneak a few more in here. I'm looking at your stuff there, Gary. Okay, Steve. Steve, great to hear that. Call me chocolate boy, good for you. That's awesome. Well, Shabazz, I don't know that I have a great answer for tell me about your field of study and explain how you think this knowledge can be applied in the context of government procurement. I don't know what your field is, and I would need to know that in order to tell you how it applied to government procurement. But what I would do is I would try to map that out. What have you done historically that maps to government procurement? Procurement could be anything that they procure. Government procures the concrete that they lay outside on the highways and the bridges and those kind of things. There's procurement for tools that landscape, right? Government-owned land. I mean, there's a million things. They buy coffee cups for their employees. I mean, it's anything. So I'm not sure how to answer that one. Natalie Taylor. Hi, Kara. Unfortunately, my question got missed. I don't know if I got Natalie, I'm on you, 1207. It's regarding how to secure remote freelance work in a competitive global marketplace. Natalie, all the stuff that I've given you about job seeking and searching, I would apply to freelance work as well. I really would. The other thing, for a lot of you freelancers, although I don't really use it, I have been encouraged to use it, although I haven't really gotten to it yet. But sites like Upwork and other places like that to advertise your services seem to be pretty good. So for a lot of you freelancers, places like Upwork, and there's got to be other sites like that, I would advertise my stuff. All right, folks, I gotta run. I'm well over. Okay, if I did not get to your question, my apologies, and I'm sorry for the little technical hiccup there. I think we recovered pretty well. I got most of you back. I don't really know how many were on before. I never look at the numbers until I actually can kind of catch my breath and look at the screen. But I hope that helps you. I love doing this 3-day thing. The boot camp special's on until tomorrow. You can sign up right up until we start. You know what I hate midnight deadlines because I don't want to be up at midnight because I gotta go get my beauty sleep. So that runs till tomorrow at 11 my time, which is Central Time. You're gonna get like one reminder in the morning with a whole bunch of testimonials that say it's awesome, get in. So I hope you do. If you don't get into my boot camp, that's okay. I get it. Still love having you as part of the community. I'm back next Thursday. We'll have a live office hours on Thursday. And then for all the boot campers, we have a private session on Friday and Friday and Friday and Friday. And then in August, I'm going to be doing a 3-day in a row, kind of like this, but a little different because we're going to be doing it on a different platform, where I'm going to be filming a course on goal setting. I don't know if you know I wrote a book on goal setting, but we're going to be doing a course, and that's going to be cool. And if you attend, you can watch it for free. But you won't be able to keep it, but you'll be able to watch it for free. It'll be pretty cool. So I hope you can make that, and we'll send you more. It's like a month away, at least, I think. But yeah, I've got a lot of good stuff going on. And the other thing is, if you are interested in my leadership monthly program on Wednesday, next Wednesday, We have a leadership monthly coaching program on persuasion, but it's really about how do you tell your stories, what components need to be in the stories. Think like if you were at the networking thing yesterday, on steroids of exactly how to articulate your case to whoever, like your boss, your boss's boss, your management team, anybody you got to convince to do a project, promotions, whatever it is. That is Wednesday. And if you're in the program, it's a modest monthly fee, and we're going to also be offering an annual package and all that other good stuff. But check that out. It's really cool. We're having a great time there too. All right, folks, I love this. Thank you for being awesome. And I will see you when I see you, but new video Tuesday, Leadership Wednesday, live office hours Thursday, Boot Camp Friday next week. All right, and Boot Camp Friday tomorrow. All right, we'll see you. Take care.